Hey everyone, welcome to my show, My So-Called Fabulous. I'm Tiffany Blackman, and sometimes I'm fabulous, and lately I'm just not so fabulous. Hey, I love to talk about everything and anything. Trust me, we're going to get there. I'm a wife, mom, chef, cookbook author, and I love fitness, health, good grief, interiors, and guess what? Beauty. Hence, my dear friend and beauty guru, Deanna Winn. Welcome, Deanna.
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you for having me here.
Oh, my goodness. It's so great to have you here. Okay. I can't wait to tell you about her because she has quite the legacy, and she does. She has quite the legacy, and she is my makeup artist, and she does, bless her heart, working with me. So, anyway, and so Deanna, let's see, how did we meet? We met, gosh, about 3 years ago, right? I guess at Pilates.
Yes, we met at Pilates.
That's right. So you and your beautiful daughter Shiloh were coming in, and Stephanie Perry was like, "Oh my gosh, you got to meet Deanna. You got to meet Deanna," because I was looking for a local. My niece is in Dallas and does makeup, and she comes over from time to time. But I was looking for a local person, and I found this beauty guru, and oh my goodness, she is fabulous every time. Hey, how many of you have done your makeup or had your makeup done, wherever it is? If you've hired someone or you've had it done in the mall or wherever, and it's just not right.
They've run home and washed it off.
Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
I have done that. I have washed it off before and started over. And, that's never good, especially if you're paying for it. So I have never washed my makeup off with you at all.
Sweet.
I have never, ever washed
look at this beautiful canvas.
Well, okay. Thank you. Not really. Oh, my goodness. You're sweet. Okay. Deanna, not only is she a makeup guru and a skin guru, she is wife of 35 years
Yes, ma'am.
to Michael. All right. Mother of 6.
Woohoo.
Oh, my goodness gracious. 2, which are special needs, and we're going to talk about that at the end. And Gigi of 7 amazing grandchildren. She can say all of their names.
Yes, I can.
And I bet their ages. And career woman, and I call you the boss lady because that's what you are, because you juggle so many, many, many hats. I've known you for years doing makeup, and then I hear you have another job, and you have another project. And again, we'll talk about that. And your husband has his own career, and mother. Oh, my goodness. We've talked about that on this show so many times. Mother is the job.
It is. That's the first career.
That's the first career.
It
Absolutely. I mean, mothering is first. And you know what? I was telling my husband last night, if your children want to talk to you, you stop everything you're doing to talk to those children, because they don't always talk.
They don't.
They don't.
Yes. And it's important what we impart into them.
That's right.
Because they're going to take it forward.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's right. So I always say that. So anyway, mothering, we'll talk about that. But tell us about your career. So I have it in phases, and this may not be right, but pre-Dior, because Dior, Christian Dior. So Dior, pre-Dior, Dior, and post-Dior. So tell us about your career. I have your resume, but I'm not going to read it. So tell us about your career.
Well, my career is a beautiful story how it started, Tiffany. I actually went to get a makeover with my mom because, your moms teach you about washing your face and putting on your skincare, and you start makeup with your moms usually. And so my mom took me for a makeover, and I was later on in life, I was already a mother and had children. But
Really?
Yes. And we went to Elizabeth Arden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because that's my mother's favorite.
Red Door.
Red Door, yes. And so we went to a master class. And so they taught us about skincare, and then they helped us or tried to teach us how to put on our makeup.
Wow.
And we had a wonderful time. And of course, we go down to the counter and buy hundreds of dollars worth of product.
Of course.
Because
Right.
that's what you're there
That's
for.
what you do.
And
For the free makeover.
for the
right?
free makeover, yes.
Right.
Master class is really cool, though, because they actually teach you so you can go into that setting, because a lot of people don't know how to do skincare and they don't know how to put on their makeup. So it's nice to learn how to put it on properly.
Right.
So we're checking out and having a great, fabulous time. We're going to go have lunch together. And this beautiful blonde lady walks up to me and she said, I'd like to get your phone number and everything. I'd like to talk to you about a career. I said, oh, no, I'm raising 6 children. I don't have time for a career. She goes, no, really. I'd like to meet with you and talk with you about a career. I'm like, okay, here you go. So I just, in passing, not thinking anything about it, passed her my number, and she called me for 2 months, and I put her off for 2 months.
You did.
I did.
What stage of life with you? I know you had 6 kids, but what age?
I was in my 30s.
In your 30s. Okay.
In my
Okay.
30s, yeah.
Knee deep in motherhood.
That my first career, absolutely, and loving every minute of it.
Of course.
Loved being a mother, and didn't know there was anything beyond that at that point.
Right.
And so anyway, she kept calling me, and we finally had coffee 2 months later, and she said, you would be fabulous in this career. Just come over and talk with me, and history's from there. I started work 4 days later to call my husband and said, I'm going to work. I got to go buy some work clothes. I have mommy clothes. I got to buy some work clothes.
And I started with Elizabeth Arden.
I did it in Dillard's.
Oh my goodness. In Fort Worth?
The one in North Richland Hills.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I was there 3.5 years, and I'm proud to say that counter became the #1 counter in the country.
What?
And I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
I didn't even know I could do that.
Right. And sometimes that's best. I'm finding out, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it's not what you just jump in.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
The thing about it is I just loved it. I loved women. I loved talking about makeup. I loved applying makeup and just having fun.
Right.
It's just a lot of fun.
Was sales easy or difficult for you?
Very easy, very natural.
Easy. Very natural.
It's a relationship.
Right. Right. And they trust you.
They trust you because you tell them the truth.
Right.
You just tell them the truth. I mean, makeup should be fun. And it's who you are. Makeup is just an optical illusion covering up a few flaws or this or brightening or lifting or whatever, but it's who you are.
Right. And sometimes I will go to a makeup artist or to a counter. You and other people in my life tell me what to purchase, but I'll go to a counter and I immediately trust or not trust. I feel like I'm having the full court press and I don't need certain things, and I can't stand that because I have so much stuff. Do you all have stuff I have so much makeup that, I've told you this. When you have time and I have time, I want you to come over and purge because, or donate gross, but just get rid of it because it's things I didn't need. I think I have 10 palettes of sparkly blue and eyeshadow. Who needs that? Right?
Yeah. And ladies ask me all the time, will you come over and help me sort out my makeup? What I need, what I don't need. I mean, it's a valuable question. Yeah. Absolutely, for women.
And it's a huge tool too.
Yeah. And you go back to walking up to the counter. I think this is just a rule of thumb in life. Isn't it best just to be truthful?
Yes.
Just be honest.
Yes.
This is what you need. This is what you don't need. You look great. This really doesn't look great.
Right.
It looks really bad on you. Don't ever wear that again. Wouldn't you rather someone tell you the truth and be honest rather than make you look like a clown and you walk out the door?
Heavens. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know. Or sell me, I'm at that age. I have a lot of doctor prescribed beauty regimen or skincare. Let's say that, with the Retin-A, so on and so forth. And, so I'm pretty comfortable with that, but then I still get suckered in sometimes because like, oh, you have to have this. I'm like, no, I don't need it, but I feel so bad. So anyway.
That's okay because it's still good products and you can still use it with the things that you got from your doctor. There's so many amazing, wonderful products out there. So don't feel bad that you did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're Elizabeth Arden at Dillard's and then you moved forward. We went where?
I moved forward and I actually went to Neiman's at North Park in Dallas, which I was taking a drive, but I grew up there. So it was kind of a natural thing. One of the girls that I worked with had moved over there and she says, you have to come. You will just fall in love with it. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be like your match made in heaven. So I did. I went over to Neiman's and I worked with Versace.
Wow.
And Versace was amazing. The packaging, their products were incredible. Just loved it. And again, loving life, loving being around people, women just coming in and just learning and learning and learning. And then me teaching them. It's just kind of a natural thing for me. And then Versace went out of the country. It went away because, John Galliano died on the doors on the steps of his. Yeah, such a crazy thing. And it was just never the same after him. He really was Versace.
Right.
I mean, that was his dream.
Right.
That was his vision. And so it went away. And so the account executive that I was working for at the time, she had been with Dior before, and then she went back to Dior, and I was working for her at Versace. Oops.
Right.
Tap that. And she asked me if I would come. Let's go back, just backtrack a little bit. Dior was not in Neiman's at this time. It had been out for 8 years. not in there, and they wanted to bring it back. So she asked if I would go forward with her and open the Dior counter there back in Neiman's. And I said, well, of course.
Oh my goodness.
So
Isn't that
much fun.
great? Oh my goodness. And you spent a lot of time there, right?
I did. I was with Dior for 13 years.
And the Neiman's at North Park, the traffic that goes through there.
Nothing like it.
I mean, it's
Amazing.
I mean, it's just a constant highway, correct?
Constant highway, and it's changed over the years. But it's really good. I mean, Neiman's was first class. They just, you remember back in the day, top hats. I mean, trays with champagne being, brought to you. All the women coming out in their best of their furs and their jewelry and their clothes. It was stunning. What an amazing, who wouldn't want to be in there?
I know. It was such a different time. And that was, what was that, the 80s maybe?
Yes.
The 80s.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So the 80s and what, amazing. The 80s is my time is when, if you grew up in the 50s, the 80s was, and some of my friends said, you got to ask her about the 80s because that's kind of how we learned to put on makeup. I mean, Madonna and
Sure.
and
it's changed a lot since then, huh?
a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, baby blue eyeshadow was probably in there.
Right, exactly.
Who's
The
gonna wear that
80s. I
today?
know, but Neiman's, what a wonderful place. So you were there with Dior for how many years?
I was with Dior for 13. So, when I was in North Park in Dallas, I actually got pregnant with a child at 47 years of age. Imagine that. Doesn't God have such a sense of humor?
I'm telling that Mother Nature.
And so I had a son. And then right after that, I had 49, 2 years later, because of the estrogen, I had breast cancer.
Oh, that's right.
So I went through breast cancer,
survivor.
and I'm a survivor of 11 years.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
amazing. And that's a whole different story. We'll have to
It's another
come back and
podcast
talk
in
about that.
October. I'm getting all
Absolutely.
my girls on.
Yes, amazing.
My girls and their girls.
Yes, my girls and my girls. Talking about my girls.
Now that was horrible. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My voice. I know. Yes. So that's another podcast. But yes. So yes.
Anyway, so I was going to make a change. I wasn't going to quit working, and I did work through the cancer, and I'm very thankful because I was able to, wear makeup and put on eyelashes and put on wigs and things like that and help other ladies through that very difficult time. But I decided I needed to get closer to home because I had a 2-year-old son, and so I was just going to go to the Neiman's in Fort Worth. And I really didn't care what cosmetic line that I was going to go to. I just knew that I was going to go. So I presented it to my account executive, and she said, wait, don't do a thing until I get back with you. I'm like, okay, all right.
But I'm serious.
Yes. So she took it before the board in Neiman's, and she said, we need to open Dior back up in Fort Worth because it wasn't there either.
Oh my.
She's the catalyst to do that. What do you say? They were like, yep, let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
So it was meant to be. And
Yes.
so we came to Fort Worth, and we opened the Dior counter in Fort Worth Neiman's, and another great fun time.
That's so
meeting new people
amazing.
and
Different energy, different clientele. I mean, just different and but fabulous. I mean,
yeah, it was kind of interesting going into that Neiman's because a lot of those women had been there for years and years and years, and they didn't necessarily like new women coming in.
I bet they didn't like the new people coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, that was so that's a different, coming in with and
Yeah.
that's a podcast too.
That's
so.
a podcast.
So you did that. You were at Neiman's in Fort Worth, and
Yes.
okay, did you move to the Neiman's, the new Neiman's over in Fort Worth at Clear
I
Fork?
never went to the new
Never.
Neiman's.
Okay.
Yeah, before that happened, I actually spun out for a little bit, and I went and worked for Michael Kors for a year, and we opened a new store in Fort Worth.
Wow,
And it was fabulous. What a great learning curve that was as well.
fashion.
But totally out of cosmetics, but fashion's always been part of who I am as well. And so I did that for a year, and then Dior contacted me again, and they were going to open the very first beauty boutique in Dallas in Highland Park Village, and I got to interview for that and got the job.
Oh my goodness!
And so
Back
I
to Dallas.
Built it from the ground up, literally.
Literally.
Hired my staff, and I mean, SKUs, everything you can think of doing a business. That's what I did. Didn't even know I could do that.
Deanna, you went from okay, I'm going to take some downtime, go part time to Uber full time.
Yes.
And how old was the youngest?
Let's see here. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's so many.
It's a
of them. I don't
blur.
know. It's a blur.
Oh my goodness! Because he's 14 now.
He's 14 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was young.
And I'm too. People would probably consider me too old to be doing that. Maybe even. I don't know. but not me.
Yeah. Well, 50 is the new, well, this last week, 50 is the new 75 for me. But anyway.
Well, there you go. Yes.
No, 50 is the new 30 is what I've heard. So, well, that is so cool. And then you were at Highland Park for a while and
Yes.
and for a few years. And
Yes, I was. And it's not there any longer. It was something I think with a company that they should have put it in like Chanel is all in one store. And we were in two different
Yes.
places. So I think for that. And, businesses try things and sometimes they stay and sometimes they don't.
That's right. So when that store closes, as hard as it was, as hard as you worked to create, and I think Christian worked with you. You
Yes.
tell me Christian.
Yes,
I met Christian is a fabulous hair hair stylist. And were you sad to see it go, or was it kind of like I've done my job? And
I think you're both. I think you're a little sad to see something go that was so great, but then too, I'm always ready to move on to the next thing.
you are.
I am. I think life is just about that. I think it's, climbing the mountain, just going from one thing to whatever you're called to do. And I think that when you're taken out, it's your time to move on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. In my younger years, and I've said this before, I didn't necessarily like the way I behaved before, just didn't have all my maturity there. But, every single time that something has gone awry or ceased or, stopped, something better comes around the corner.
Yeah, you grow.
You do grow.
And you take from what you learned into
Over
the
there
next
and the
thing.
new, into the
and
new.
you couldn't have gotten there unless you went there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I've said, people said, "Oh, I've never failed, never made a mistake." I'm like, I haven't. I've learned so much from my mistakes, and I teach my daughter that constantly. Like, make mistakes and learn from them. Fall down, step up. Brush yourself off. You know.
Some I've learned from, and some I had to go around the mountain a few times.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do. That's true. Okay, so Dior, and so then after Dior in Dallas over at Highland Park, what did you do? What was next for you?
What did I do next? I'm trying to remember.
Just take a deep breath and say that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah. Actually, I'm right now. I went to Overland in downtown Fort Worth. I'd almost forgotten.
Beautiful store.
Beautiful store. Yes. And so I started selling furs and leathers and sheepskin rugs and mink blankets and shoes and amazing stuff. A family-owned and operated store since 1973, and incredible stuff.
Beautiful.
So, fun time. And then it was time to leave there because I'm a little too old to be working till 10 o'clock at night. So I did kind of have to call that one.
Sorry. Gotta go with seniority.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then I took a couple of months just to be with my family, which was much needed. Sometimes you just need to rest.
Right.
Even when you think you don't. I'm such a doer and a goer. You forget to rest. You forget to, just take a break. And so I took a break, and now I'm kind of dabbling into completely different waters, and I'm doing restoration.
You've said that. You've said that. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it because it's new and because I'm learning, and I love to learn.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's never too late to learn. Always learn.
But I have to tell you though, I've never kind of gotten away from my makeup. It's kind of in me. So I am a makeup artist.
Yes.
And I do your makeup.
Yes, you do.
And I do lots of people makeup. So I do weddings and I do special events.
Yes.
I will work with several of my clients that have stayed my friends over the years, and will, work on their wardrobe of makeup in their homes, just like we talked about, cleaning the drawers out or things like that. So I don't think I'll ever completely do away with makeup. I don't think that would be impossible for me.
And you and Shiloh, your daughter, are in business together. You just kind of have a joint business of being makeup artists and traveling and coming to homes and doing events. And I book you out every time.
It's called Winn Beauty. It kind of fits.
That's
that
right. Winn Beauty. Absolutely. And Shiloh is so perfect for it as well. She's just got a knack for it.
She's 29 years old, and Shiloh has always loved taking time at just getting dressed. She's one of those girls that's not going to put her hair up in 10 minutes and run out the door. She takes pride in putting on her makeup and doing her hair. She has extensions, all the things that they have today. And she just loves looking gorgeous. And hey, why not?
Yeah, why not? Your long, beautiful brown hair, gorgeous, gorgeous girl with 2 little babies, and so precious, so precious. Okay, so many people are dying to hear all of these things, and I want to ask you first. Okay, be honest with me.
Yes.
Look at my makeup today.
Yes.
What would you do differently?
Well, you're always just absolutely gorgeous.
Well, you're sweet.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I might just enhance the eyes just a little bit. I would take, you have great liner on, but I would pop it just a little bit on the corners.
Yeah.
Love the eyebrows. I love the shimmer. It's so youthful.
Okay.
Smooth and glowing. Love it.
Okay. So 55.
Yes.
I was told by a makeup counter person that I'm too old to wear shimmer.
I've heard that so many times over the years, and that is not true.
Okay.
You know, my opinion is, as an artist, that shimmer and glow can be brightening, lifting, smoothing. It's where you put it,
Right.
how you put it, how much you put on.
Right.
You know, makeup, I think a lot of times women they don't know how to do makeup. They're afraid or whatever. Makeup is easy if you have fun doing it. You start out light.
Yes.
And you add, so don't start out heavy because it's a lot harder to take away, but just start out light and have fun in the mirror. Be an artist. Just love what you see. You're beautiful. Everybody's so beautiful. Love what you see and just add to it. And every day's different.
So you got me turned on to the Dior Air Flash. Okay.
Yes.
So Kennedy and I love that. So I was coming up here for my last 2 podcasts, and I'm telling you, so you told me to not do this, but I sprayed it on all over my face. Well, I think my face was cracking by the end of the podcast. So it was so thick. But you told me again, I was not listening to you, I was listening, but I didn't do it. Put it on the brush and then dab it on. So that's what I did today. So hopefully it worked out. Because it does. It's too much. It's just too much.
Well, you could be too close with the can. You don't need to be so close, different things like that. So that's why I say, if you're going to spray, be a little bit farther out.
Right.
Go less and look. Take a moment because it settles and it sets, and then go back and add.
Yeah.
Just take a moment. And you can do makeup pretty quickly. You don't, a lot of women think, oh, I can never do that, or I can never look like that because it's going to take me 30 or 40 minutes. Well, that's not necessarily true. You can look really great in 5 and 10 minutes.
So tell us what you would do in 5 to 10 minutes. Tell us what you do. So I have 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to get ready to go to work, especially these working moms.
Okay. So for me, I'd put on a little BB cream because I have a few areas that need a little bit of smoothing out. So just gently, and sometimes I don't even put it all over. I just kind of blot and smooth, make sure it's smooth. I would put on maybe a little bit of bronzer. I have to wear brows because I am 61 and they're kind of thinning.
Yeah.
They're not there.
There's that.
So I need a little bit of brows to frame my eyes and some lips, and you can run out the door. You can put even just a little bit of cheek. And I'll tell you something fun about cheeks, about blush, is you can use blush as an eyeshadow. Fabulous. So a lot of people that are buying eyeshadows, if you don't have any, you can take your blush, and especially your pinks or your corals or whatever, and you can put them in the crease, and that pops the eye open.
Really?
So very natural looking, very beautiful, but so simple. And we've done that a little bit before, but yeah.
And then mascara, right?
Mascara, yes. And of course, for me, I cheat. I do have extensions, and I love them. So...
I'm just trying to figure out, okay, I have so many things on the list I want to do. I'm like, is that next? Or because I just had my brows done.
Yes,
and I do love it.
Your brows,
I do love
by the way.
I do love it.
And I'm contemplating. I'm still thinking about that. You and I've talked about this microblading.
Yeah, I've done it and I love it. I love it. And I did the eyebrows, golly, 15 years ago, and they all fell out. So because it was a glue or something. We had that conversation, right?
Well, they used to pluck them. Really pluck them, and they don't come back. But let me tell you something too about eyebrows, since we're talking about that. These young girls that are so beautiful and have these amazing eyebrows, they really don't need anything when they're really young, but all they need to do is brush them. Brush them like your hair, like
with a little brow brush.
Yes.
Right? Wow.
It pulls them up. It gives them a shape, and it just is so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at your brow. Your eyelashes. I'm dying here. That's next, people. That's next. You ready? Hear it right here.
But there are some great mascaras.
Yeah. Okay.
So lifting mascaras, do something that curls. So you don't have to use a curling, and there's lots of things like that. There's different lines that have curling mascaras. And then, people, I think I think probably the most people do not like to see crepey, or they don't want to see them, so you want to, there's so many great mascaras. You want to find one that you love and probably stick with it.
Right. I love, I love Trish McAvoy.
Yes.
I love her curling mascara. Just love it. It seems to dry up very quickly, and I'm trying really hard to keep it closed, but I love that mascara. I use so many mixes of different things.
Sure.
But I love that what you said, that if you had 5 minutes, just use the blush on your eyes. I didn't realize that.
Yes, absolutely. Gorgeous. You can take a blush and highlight your cheeks, do your eyelashes, kind of put a little up here, and you can even touch blush on your lips.
What?
And then put a gloss over it. Beautiful. Gives that real natural look on a lip. So fantastic.
So also, Kennedy, my daughter, was getting her, we were at a resort and she had a makeup lesson. And I said something about lining her lips. And the girl said, that means you're old if you line your lips. Is that true?
Well, I'll tell you something about being old. I'm 61. And so at 61, I don't feel like I have a whole lot of lips anymore. So if I don't kind of paint some on there,
Right.
I mean, I need to go get injections because...
Then there's that, because I have that
And
too.
there's that that I would like. So that's why. So is it an older thing? It can be. But another thing with liners, like today, I wanted to be able to wear some lipstick that I would know wouldn't come off while I was doing this podcast with you. So I took 3 different liners, lip liners, which are Versace, by the way, what I use today. And I kind of mixed them and blended that, but I wanted it to stay on. So my lipstick today is a liner.
Wow. And you just put a gloss on?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even do gloss. I don't have lipstick or gloss on today.
You're
just
kidding.
Lip
Just lip liner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So, it's funny how people put those things in people's heads, well, if you line your lips, then you must be old.
Yeah. I have to line my lips. I just feel like I'm not complete if I don't line my lips. Does that make sense? I mean, sometimes I know, even I've had people do my lips and they didn't line them, and I'm like, kind of need them lined just because,
Well, and it depends on what you're doing too, Tiffany. So if you're going to the beach, you
This is true.
You don't need a lined lip.
No, I don't need a
If you're just going out to something simple, but if you're going to the gala,
Yeah.
well then
Totally need a liner.
it's a total different makeup.
So you were talking about Versace. So tell me this. So that is at the higher end of the spectrum, or was it that they're not in business at selling makeup anymore, are they?
They have a fashion store over in North Park, and you can get them online. Yes.
Okay. So that is higher end of the spectrum.
Yes.
So I will never forget this. So we were doing, it was the JDRF gala last year, I believe. And she and Deanna put red lipstick on me, and I love red. I will rock red lipstick any day, anytime.
Absolutely.
And you used, what was it, Maybelline?
It was a Maybelline
I'm
Stay.
like, where did you get this? And she's like, Walgreens. So do you get what you pay for, or tell me, like, you know what I mean? So Versace being very expensive and obviously very luscious, packaged very well. And then you have Maybelline that's in the little, the cardboard with the plastic cover on it. So tell me about makeup, and where should you spend more of your money, not a lot of money, but the majority versus not so much, because that I still think I have from last April. I still have that red on.
So funny.
I swear,
But it
I think it's
stayed,
stuck
didn't
in my tooth.
That's so funny.
That red is so strong. I'm kind of scared of it too, but anyway, but it's strong. So splurge versus how do you rank what you really?
So go back to the first question. So, there's a lot of cosmetic brand names. Well, L'Oreal's been around a long time. They have great products.
Right.
Okay. Dior's been around a long time. They have great products. Two, different ends of the spectrum. Maybelline. There's some great things in Maybelline. There's a fabulous model that does CoverGirl right now that I love her commercial. It's one of my favorite commercials, and she's 73 years old. Started as a model at 15.
What?
And is getting more work today than she did at 15. They told her she'd be done by 18.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful. Her name is Mae Musk, and so you'll kind of know who she is. And you'll know this commercial, a lot of you, by what I'm about to tell you. But her son, he is the one that developed the Tesla.
Oh my goodness.
So beautiful story. But my favorite saying, and you'll know what this commercial is by this, it says, they say at a certain age, you just stop caring. I wonder what age that is.
Exactly. I haven't figured that age out
So
yet.
I think you can get great cosmetics from many places. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be on the lesser end. There's so many great products out there. So that is to that question that you asked me. And then for where I would spend my money would be on my skin, because you know your makeup is only as beautiful as the skin underneath.
Isn't that the truth?
Right?
Right.
And, you know, I started teaching my girls very young to wash their face. And, you know, and when you're young, you just need to wash it. You need a little bit of moisturizer. As you get into your 20s, you need a little bit more. You get into your 30s, you need a little bit more.
Right.
Absolutely. You start working about fine lines and wrinkles and then firming. And then you don't have the luster anymore because you don't have enough moisture. So you need more in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s. So it changes over time. But, yeah.
Starting out with skincare and, of course, sunscreen. Oh, my goodness. Sunscreen.
Yes.
I mean,
were you one of those that, like me, that were out sunbathing with the baby oil and iodine?
Iodine on the silver blankets that I begged my mother to let me buy and use my babysitting money. But yeah, that was me on the top of a roof in my sorority house. I mean,
that's what we did back then.
That's it. And bake.
We wanted that copper, beautiful tan skin.
I know. And it was beautiful, but I'm paying for it now.
Yeah. It comes out later on in life.
To rewind the skin damage. And my grandmother, it's French, and she's that beautiful olive skin. Yes. So I have a little bit of her skin, and she always had long sleeve clothes. I mean, it's 110 degrees and she has long sleeve on, big hat and big sunglasses. And she always taught me to do that. That was the sunscreen.
Smart.
Back in the 60s, I'm assuming. So then when Coppertone and all that came out, I guess,
sure.
She certainly taught me to do that. She had beautiful skin. So she always taught me some form of sunscreen. It wasn't going to buy, what I buy now, but sunscreen. But, there's so many makeups that have sunscreen in them, right?
Yes.
Does that, I guess they've tested it so much. Does it hurt the color, or is it enhance, or you know what I'm saying?
No, what I would say most about sunscreens is it's an oil base.
Right.
And so some people that have oilier skin, with it being in the makeup, that would affect them that way. So a lot of people like to buy more of a matte in that situation and put their sunscreen on separately, which can be done. It's usually in a lot of BB creams and CC creams and things like that.
So BB creams and CC creams, for those of you that do not know what that is, could you explain kind of what that is? That's foundation?
It's a foundation, and they're very light, and they have your SPF. So it's going to be more of a light coverage. It can be full coverage. It can definitely, cover up blemishes and things like that, but it has your SPF of 50 usually.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So I put my SPF 50 on. I use the Dr. Stern right now, and I love it. So light, but it smells good. It's fabulous. And then I use my foundation. So is foundation something? So you're saying BB cream, and that's not pricey. I mean, that is not a pricey. Yeah. I mean, you can find it at the drugstore. You can find
$25, $30. So and more. You can always go up higher.
So a friend of mine, that she was asking me, she said, I spend a lot of money on my foundation. Is that what you should spend the majority of your money on? I don't know the answer to that. Is that?
I would say that if you love your foundation,
yes,
and it is your color, and you feel great and happy and beautiful in it, I would say yes.
Yeah. So I told you this is the most frustrating thing, and you and I have had this conversation because I fell in love with Trish McEvoy, their beauty booster, and they discontinued it.
Is that like the Skin Flash Radiance Booster Pen?
I don't know the answer.
Is it a highlighting concealer?
No, it was a foundation.
Oh, it was a foundation. Okay, I have to say that probably that's one of the disappointments that probably through the years for the women is like, I've been wearing my foundation for years and years and years or whatever, and now they're discontinuing it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it happens all the time. I wish I could tell you that wasn't going to happen, but it's going to happen. But you know what the great news is? You can find another one.
I can't find one, Deanna. I just can't. So I need your help on that because I can't find one. I mean,
Yeah.
I was so in love with it. And I think
Yes.
you came over, we were doing a photo shoot, and I just told you how much I love it, love it, love it. So then I went down and to purchase, and sorry, we discontinued, but this one's great. The stick is great. So that one was a cream, and that was a stick, and I am remedial.
Well, I
at
guess
that.
we're going to have to do some research.
We're gonna have to research on it. Yeah. I know.
See what we can find.
So I went. They said go to eBay, try Amazon. I think everyone's trying to get my color. So anyway, I fell in love with that, but that's kind of tough as well. So okay, so lips are very important. We talk about lining. So what do you think about red lips for people?
I think red lips are amazing. It's kind of like the little black dress that needs to be in everybody's wardrobe.
Yes.
You know, there's a time where every woman is going to need a red lip. And some women think I can't wear one. Well, yes, you can. It doesn't have to be bright. It doesn't have to be bold, but some women love it bold. You know, it depends on the individual personality and person, but red lips are amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I just love red lips. And I agree. I mean, I just feel so, I'm about to say grown up, but hey, P.S., you're grown up. So I feel so special when I wear red lips, and it's just beautiful. Very elegant. Very Grace Kelly.
Well, yeah. And, you know, think about it. In World War II, what was the one thing that the women did not give up? It was lips.
That's right.
Yeah. And red lips was the color. That was the first color created for women, and they loved it. And they still do to this day.
Absolutely. I love it. And remember the Maybelline we were just talking about?
Yeah. Estee Lauder.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Estee Lauder. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. That was, I think, one of my first big it was Clinique. It was when I was younger. I think Clinique was the little, I could afford it when I first graduated college, and
Great skincare.
great skincare. And very youthful, don't you think? I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it was perfect because it was a lot of breakouts and so forth and so forth. So your skincare regimen, we're backing up. I'm jumping all over. I'm sorry, y'all, but we're jumping all over the place. But
We
your
get so
skincare,
excited talking about makeup. We
we
can't
do.
help it.
So, wash my face.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and there's been I think I can count on one time the number of times that I didn't wash my face before going to bed. So, and it had to do with, oh gosh, we won't even talk about that, but could be sick, could be alcohol, could be
Partying, whatever.
walk of shame.
Well, you know, that's why I say at least have a wipey, some kind of wipey by the bed or something.
Wipe it off, right?
Because, you know, the word is that if you don't wash your face, because you remember that's dirt. I mean, makeup's, that you're putting dirt on. If you don't wash your face, you age 3 days.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Stop what you said.
That's what they say.
Wash your mouth out. What? Are you joking?
So put some wipies or something by the bed.
No, ma'am. Dude, wait.
You can get over there and do that.
Okay, I think I'm going to, well, I haven't done this, but I can't believe it. Okay, so if I did it 5 times, that was 15 days I lost.
Right.
You're kidding, because
No.
it's just clogging pores and
I
my gosh.
mean, you're putting it's kind of dirt you're putting on there. It's beautiful.
Beautiful
It
dirt.
makes us feel good. Yeah, absolutely. But it needs to come off. You need to let your skin breathe while you sleep, because it repairs while you sleep, just like your body.
well, I don't sleep, but that's another podcast. Okay, so you wash your face, and when I wear, for example, what I have on today with the air flash, which is heavy, right? You're like, she said, Tiffy, don't wear that every day. So, and it's beautiful, but it's heavy. So I use my soap, and then I use an enzyme cleaner and like kind of put it together. I actually wash it twice. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think if you feel clean and you feel good, and when you look in the mirror, Tiffany, and you see that glow and that beautifulness, the plumping of the skin, and you know the radiance and the healthy that you're looking for, I think it's good.
Right. So cleaning your skin, and I used to use a toner, but I felt like I was really stripping the oils of my skin, and I need those oils. So-
Depends on what the toner has in it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think what I was using was not working for me.
Alcohol will dry you out, and alcohol's in a lot of toners, but there are great toners and natural-based toners that don't have that in there that will not strip your skin, but you are correct.
Okay. So tell us your regimen. So you take off your makeup.
And yes, and I wash my face 2 times. I wash it at night and I wash it in the morning.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So after I've slept through the night and it's repairing, then I take all that off and start all over again.
over again.
So for my age, I wash my face then I do tone my face, and then I do a serum. I actually have a little bit of a moisture thing that I use as well, but then I use a serum, and I take pride in, pushing my skin up. And yes, and I hold it for a minute because muscles, remember, they're just like your body, so I take pride in having the 5 or 10 minutes to my face because it's the only face I got. I got to take care of it.
I tell this, God gave us one body.
Right.
And you better take care of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I do a serum retinol eye cream. It's actually a serum, and then I do an eye cream, and then I do moisturization. And moisture for me, it's plumping my skin out. I want it to look plump. I don't want it to look wrinkled. So it's like a prune, if you put water in it, it's going to plump out. But if you don't, it looks really wrinkly.
So wait a minute, go back to the retinol. Use that daily?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Not drying you out too much, or you just?
It's not. It's got more of a serum in it, so it has moisture, the one that I use. And no, it's not drying, but then I put my eye cream on top of it. Yeah.
Okay. And that's at night?
I do day and night.
Day and night. Okay. Okay. So do you use the retin-A year round, or?
Yes, ma'am.
You do. Okay.
Absolutely.
Use retin-A. The sun in the summer, but you're really not out in the sun, right? Or do you get out in the sun? Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
The sun. Yeah, but I do try to put a sunscreen or a hat. I do have lots of big hats. I think the biggest for me has been my hands. And when you drive, you get the sun. Yeah. So you have those spots. And I had a man tell me years and years ago, he could tell a woman's age by looking at her hands.
Yuck. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's probably true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Stephanie Perry, our Pilates instructor, she showed me these gloves that she got for driving. And when I drive to Austin, I make sure I have those on. They're SPF and just cover. And I always put on my hands, make sure I travel down to my neck, because I told you I just did Fraxel.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And your face starts where?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. At my belly button. Moving up, moving up, moving up. You know what? You're saying, pull it up. I need to hold it. Because those muscles do have memory. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to hold them. I'm just sit here and hold them. Okay. Okay.
But seriously, when someone looks at you for the first time, your face, they see you from here up. So when you're doing your skincare and taking care of yourself, this area is
your
all
décolleté.
All important.
Of course. And that's why I had to have Fraxel. I was not moving my skincare down to my décolleté. Am I saying that correctly?
You are.
And so it showed. And with my neck scars from my nasty, my blessing of my surgeries.
Yes.
It just, the crepiness started to come. It just showed up like it in January. I mean, so the Fraxel, and now I am making sure that my neck's getting covered for sure. Yeah. And I don't want to.
And that's sun over the years too.
Yes. It's that iodine in the baby oil.
Just so beautiful.
Oh, you're so sweet. Good grief. I love this woman. Good grief. Okay. All right. What are the top questions that's been asked to you over the past 20 years? Can you give me a couple of questions? What is the number one? Is it what I've been asking you?
Yeah, you've been asking me pretty much a lot of the questions.
Yeah.
People want to know what skincare to use. Ladies want to know, how to put on makeup. How should I do this? How should I do that? And, the great thing about today is there's so many makeup tutorials you can Google.
Oh gosh.
And they will pop up, and some you'll love, some you'll hate. Some will be like, I'm not ever doing that.
That ain't it, Chief.
Wow, I love that.
Right.
And that's the greatness about makeup. It's about who you are. Makeup is who you are.
Right.
And it should make you feel good and make you feel happy. So I think I'm trying to think about the questions because we've talked about a lot.
We've talked about a lot. Right. Well, we'll answer this. Who is the most memorable makeup that you've done? Okay, the most famous. I guess let's say the most famous and then memorable.
Wow. I think my answer is going to be different than a lot of people. I have done famous people.
Yes.
And I have so many beautiful memories of so many clients over the years that I could drop names and this, that, and the other. But I think one of the most beautiful makeovers I ever did was for a 14-year-old girl, and it was for her mom's wedding, and she was autistic.
Oh.
No, she was 16. My son's 14. She was 16. And the thing about this beautiful young lady was that she was an artist herself. So she could take makeup and do character makeup and be flawless. So she knew her colors and she knew things. And she had little tics. So I had to be really careful about how I used the brush because she didn't like texture or the feeling and things like that. So we had to get to know one another.
Wow.
We had to, sit and get to know one. It was very important that I listened to her and that I listened to what she wanted, the colors she liked, and what she wanted to look like. That was really important. But I learned a lot from her that day, and she was super intelligent. She definitely knew her colors. And we had such a great time, and we ended up hugging and kissing at the end. And she got up, and I knew the first thing she was going to do was go look in the mirror. And the test was going to be then, did I listen?
Right.
And did we, first have a relationship? And it was just a beautiful, beautiful day. So I would think that was one of the most memorable makeovers for me.
Right. I mean, that is life-changing too.
Absolutely life-changing.
For you and she.
For me and her. And I hope I get to see her again.
Oh,
Yes.
isn't that amazing? Yeah. I mean, Deanna, you are such an incredible woman. I mean,
So sweet.
your story is amazing. And which brings me to your family. So you and Michael were married. You've been married 35 years.
35 years.
Yeah, can you believe it?
You'll know because I've probably divorced him at least 11 times out of those
Well,
30.
of course you have. That's your job. But he just keeps coming back, doesn't he? Yeah. So he brought with you a family, you 2 children.
Yes.
2 children, and so Michael brought that. You had no children,
Right.
and so you had just add water, just add a ring family.
Yes.
So tell us that. Tell us how that was, because stepchildren, previous moms. I mean, you know, it's
The blended family is tough. Let's
It's
just
tough.
face it. It's tough. And there's all kinds of feelings and emotions and everything that go into it. There's hurt. There's, rejection for the children's part of the mother and the dad going through divorce. There's so many things that you're dealing with. But it's also very beautiful. And you can grow with it and you can learn with it. And I got a Kavanaugh, a Tara, before I had my 4 children. And I had some time with them before I had my own 4 children. And it was a great thing. And I'm glad that I had that time before. It wasn't easy. The stepmother wasn't easy. She didn't like me. I had nothing to do with the divorce. I had nothing to do with that time in their lives. But still, when you're hurt, you want to hang your hat on something. And
yes,
someone,
you do.
So, but anyway, and I tried very hard to be friends because I knew being friends would be the best for the children.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes people just don't want to be friendly.
Right.
And so you just make the best of what you have and you try to love the kids as you should and teach them and learn as you go. And I was young. I didn't have any children. So I didn't know how to be a
do
mom.
that?
Yeah. I didn't even know really how to cook.
What age were they? Oh my.
He was, Kavanaugh was 7 and Tara was 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're already kind of groomed. They're already kind of
Correct.
who their little persons are going to be.
Right. Little girls are forming their personality at 4 years old. I mean,
And, I'm one of these ladies. I'm fun. I like foo-foo dresses and shopping. And so I brought Tara along with me to do these things. And that kind of upset the mother sometimes.
Right.
And I wasn't trying to step on her
trying to be
toes or
mean.
anything. I was just being me.
right. You said something. I was talking to a friend last night and talking about when you're hurt, you're kind of not yourself, and rejection and things didn't work out. And some people go crazy and some people just, lash out. So it's hang your hat on something.
Yeah.
It's a perfect way of putting it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had your children, then you guys started having your own children. And how did Tara and Kavanaugh take that?
Actually very beautifully. We are such a loving. If you came into one of our family gatherings today, you would not know that I did not birth all of those children.
That's beautiful.
We have a beautiful, loving family. They're incredible siblings. They love one another. We have a family feed that we talk on weekly. They call one another for help. So I think I would say that my husband and I did a good job.
Yes. Job well done.
Job well done. Not that we didn't make 1,000 mistakes.
Are you kidding? Of course
I
you
have
did.
made so many mistakes, but you try and you do the best you can. And I think loving them, love, such a powerful thing, and just training them up.
Unconditionally or heaven.
Yeah.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to work out. It's going to be okay.
Yes. Things will be okay. Okay. Then you had your first daughter.
I did.
She's a beautiful doctor now.
I had Hannah Marie, and I had Hannah at 30 years old.
Okay.
And beautiful, just vibrant, incredible little girl with big blue eyes and curly hair and full of personality, and loving every minute of it. And my son, Kavanaugh and Tara, loving her as well. And then I had a Shiloh, and they are 21 months apart. So it's almost like having twins.
My goodness. Okay. Did you try were you trying to have them 21 months apart?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Was one of that? Okay.
No, I married into Italian, and once you get started, it's kind of hard to get them to stop.
I hear you.
Anyway, so we had a beautiful Shiloh, another gorgeous child, and just having those two sisters be together, and loved being a mom, loved being a homemaker, loved being a mom. That was just a great time for me, but it was also great when I came out to be in with a career. But then, so I had another child. Her name was Kayla Rose, and so I had 3 girls in 5 years.
Wow.
And Kayla Rose was born with a very rare chromosome disorder called 4p minus or Wolf-Hirschhorn. It is still rare to this day. There's 500 in the United States.
You're kidding.
A handful in Canada. We know of an Italian doctor. So it is extremely rare. And Kayla is amazing. Well, first off, they told me she would not live to be 2 years old. I'm so proud to say, and she is just my champion, you guys. She'll be 26 years old.
Unbelievable.
On 2/24, so just in a few days. And I'm just can't wait to celebrate her. She is incredible. She gives me strength. I have learned, so I've been able to look at life through a rose set of glasses with my Kayla Rose. She didn't start walking till she was 18 and a half years old. She had her feet reconstructed many times. She has been through grand mal seizures. She has been through much, and she is just a joy.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And she's very happy. She's such a joyful child.
You can tell. You can tell she's so happy.
Yes.
Happy girl.
So then my Kayla Rose, and then I told you back in the beginning when we were talking about cosmetics at Neiman's that I got pregnant at 47 years old, and I had my Seth. So Seth is 14, and he's autistic. So here we go again. And you question in life, okay, God, why am I going through this?
Did you?
Of course.
Have that?
I don't think you'd be normal if you didn't.
That conversation with God.
Why me?
Yeah.
Why am I going through this? Why do they have this? And I think that's normal. I think it's very normal. And then you realize that, sometimes I think what we think is a normal in life, maybe they're normal, maybe we're not.
Right, exactly. That's a great point. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they have taught me so much. And I am so honored that God chose me to be their mom.
Their mom. Well, God chose the right woman because your patience and your love and your passion for these kids are just amazing. And it's unbelievable. I mean,
It's my journey.
We all talk about, I have people on here, makeup artists. I'm a chef. I'm an influencer, but I'm a mom first. 100%. My pride and joy is my Kennedy Addison, so.
Oh, and I love my Kennedy.
Yeah.
I love her too.
Sweet girl. She's precious, and she's finding her way now too, and they all are. And Shiloh, you said she's finding her way too with her beautiful kids. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, and they all have beautiful children. But
My 7 grandchildren.
oh my goodness, that is something. And you entertain them and just have a big time.
Well, I was just out this Sunday. It was just beautiful weather, was it not?
It was so gorgeous.
And I'm out there with Elle, who is 7, one of my granddaughters, and teaching her to ride her bike. So I'm so proud that I'm 61 and I am running beside her.
So
and
great.
she took off like immediately,
Oh.
and she was so excited.
So excited.
Yeah, so you have to have energy to keep up with all these kids. So you gotta keep this body in shape. And,
Right. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep that Pilates going, right?
Yes.
I see a lot on Instagram. I see young girls wearing makeup, and I don't know. I know my mom. I grew up in a Catholic family, very strict Catholic family. I mean, I couldn't have my ears pierced until I was 18. So I don't even know when I started wearing makeup. But when Kennedy started, okay, I'm going to say this. I don't do everything. This is not how everyone should do it, but this is what we decided to do. So when she started the makeup trend, she would just, I want to buy this, I want to buy it. I took her to a counter, took her to the Laura Mercier counter, and because I knew they were going to be calm with her and teach her, and they gave her a makeup lesson. And I would encourage these moms to really, really, I mean, although there's tutorials on social media, I don't think it's all great for a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's so much pressure in social media today, and to look and there's the beautiful Kylie and Kendall Jenner. I mean, we've talked about that and all that beautiful, beautiful. But, you girls are so beautiful, so young, and boys and girls. I mean, I highly encourage a makeup lesson from mom. Take you down. And, well, you could do it with your kiddos, but not all. I just think that time, and you know what, taking your kids one-on-one, I just have one, but taking your children one-on-one on an outing, just like you with your granddaughter, with Elle, that one-on-one time with her is unbelievable. And,
Absolutely.
Bringing this around to makeup, I mean, took my daughter, and she will never forget. She still has her Laura Mercier little palette, and she never forget that. And she said, Mom, if I have a little girl, I'm going to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Isn't that create memories too?
And we are their first teacher.
Oh yeah.
And we get the opportunity to teach them right, and not have someone else come along and teach them wrong. You know, and they're going to take that forward, just like she said. I'm going to do that with my child. I think that is so beautiful.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Well, friend, you have been such a great guest. You're a great friend. You're a wonderful inspiration to the women of this world to make up the number of faces that you've brightened in your career, and your beautiful children and your struggles. And I gave my husband a Valentine card this week, and it said something about and we've been through so many challenges, and I X'd it out and I said, Greg, you and I have been through so many opportunities.
Yes, that's a great way to look at it. See how you just changed that word, and it brings it to a whole another level.
Yeah. Last weekend when I was fussy, that was an opportunity for him.
Yeah. Yes.
It was, So anyway, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tiffany.
And everyone, let's follow Deanna. Tell us your Instagram. What is your Instagram?
I'm winnbeauty.com. So Winn Beauty.
Winn Beauty, at Winn Beauty, right?
Yes.
Okay, at Winn Beauty on Instagram. And I'm Tiffany C. Blackman on Instagram, and follow me on Facebook. And everyone, always rate my podcast. And thank you so much for listening today to My So-Called Fabulous. Have a great day.